I want to talk about the Ganondorf fight in Wind Waker HD speedrunning. So I want to show the way I like to fight him, which is not necessarily the fastest way, but I think it's easier to do consistently when you're all nervous at the end of a run. This might apply more to new runners since the top runners already know what they're doing. I'll also explain a few alternatives to some parts of the fight. So I'm going to show and talk about all the details that make the fight free of errors. After practice, of course, as one should do. Also, I'm not taking credit for what I'm about to show. I've just observed some runners and what they do to make a unified technique. Massive warning. If you've somehow messed with the options menu, which is most likely after doing the Deku Tree cutscene skip, make sure the target option is set to hold, not the other one. It's very sad to lose a run and be all confused because of this. Let's first talk about the first phase, which is by far the most dangerous phase of the three. When the fight starts, stand still and draw the sword to prepare yourself, and wait until Zelda talks to you. Advance your text box and target Ganondorf. Keep standing still. After Ganondorf jumps and lands in front of you, Zelda is going to shoot a light arrow. Start a jump slash at the same time she shoots, and make it into a jump slash spin attack, which is done by circling the analog stick before Link hits the ground. This is important because of the damage multiplier it causes, so that Ganondorf takes enough damage for you to do the phase in one cycle. After the jump slash spin, do a quick spin and then a normal swing by just pressing B. Then make sure you somewhat face Zelda and spam A to try to talk to her. This is going to make her ready to shoot the second light arrow. After advancing the text, hold analog stick in the direction of the knockback barrier and spam A to roll into it. This will make Link invincible to more attacks long enough for Zelda to shoot the second arrow. So that's what first phase looks like, but let's rewind for a moment, because when Link targets characters, he faces towards a certain part of their model, which usually is the head. This detail is important to keep in mind during the Ganondorf fight, because after Ganondorf gets hit with the first light arrow, he bends over so that his head hangs in front of the rest of his body. Because of this, if you keep holding target until you do the last slash, Link is going to face away from his body, which is going to make it more difficult to face Link towards Zelda. Before you do the jump slash spin, what I recommend to do is tap the C stick down to enter free camera mode, and then release target after you start the jump slash. This gives a better overview and also keeps analog stick angles consistent relative to Link's position. Also remember to start rolling to the barrier immediately, or else Ganondorf will hit you. Now, what if things don't go as planned? What if Zelda somehow misses the shot? If she does miss, be prepared to hold the shield up and get away in case Ganondorf is still in place. Invincibility from the knockback barrier might help you here also. If Zelda is too close to his front view, then he will jump away. In either case, talk to Zelda again to get her ready for a new shot. Then make sure Zelda is behind Ganondorf so that he doesn't jump away again. Now we're at phase 2. You can actually do it in one cycle, though it's a little riskier and less beginner friendly. I'll explain how at the end of this phase. But first, let's talk about Ganondorf's behavior during phase 2. He's either going to do a single swing or start a combo. This is RNG, of course, and you don't want the single swings because they just waste time. The combo is what allows you to parry and stun him. Remember to hold the shield up while targeting. This might save the run if you're not keeping a safe distance from Ganondorf. If he hits your shield with a single swing, it has no consequences. If he hits you with the first swing of the combo, you're still good, but if he hits you with a second swing, then he'll try to kick you. If he does kick you, this does a heart of damage even if you hold the shield up. If you've grabbed health from Zelda and still have more than a heart left, after a successful kick from Ganondorf, he's going to jump high up and land on you with swords, which also deals a heart of damage. So make sure to get away in time before this happens. If things go as planned so that the second combo swing doesn't hit, then Ganondorf will jump at you, which leaves an opening for a parry attack. During this opening, keep in mind that you can't start a parry while also holding the shield up. It's helpful to know that Link rolls and swings the sword by the location the enemy was at when you started the parry. So if you start the parry too early, then Link will roll around a location where Ganondorf was still mid-air and further back, so you end up not hitting him. Now there are two ways you can guarantee a hit. You can stand still after Ganondorf does the second combo swing and parry right before he hits you. This is more risky, but isn't difficult to time correctly, and also saves about a second during the phase. The other way is to keep a distance so that you won't get hit, but also close enough for the parry to work. Start the parry after Ganondorf swings the sword. The equivalent damage to 4 quick spins in total over 2 cycles is actually enough to advance to phase 3, but here's what I recommend to do. After the first successful parry, do a jump slash spin. A spin normally deals the same damage as a jump slash, but if you do a jump slash spin, the spin damage is multiplied by 2. So now you should have already dealt 3 spins worth of damage. Pay attention to the hit particles and the audio to make sure both the jump slash and the spin hit. If you're not sure, then do another jump slash quick spin on the next cycle. If you're sure the first cycle dealt enough damage, I recommend to only do a single quick spin on the second cycle to get more time to position Link for the third phase. Now a quick tip to make sure those jump slashes hit after a parry, wait a small moment for Link to properly face Ganondorf. Now that was method 1 of phase 2. Now I'll explain how to do phase 2 in one cycle. So let's rewind a bit. In phase 1, after hitting the damage barrier, angle the camera towards this part of the tower that sticks out, like this. After the mini cutscene, target Ganondorf and tap C-stick to maintain the camera angle, then walk clockwise like this. Keep Link positioned in front of Ganondorf like this. Walk backwards to avoid his hits, and let him do the jump attack. So when he lands, you should be in front of him. Walk left for a few frames, then parry, and do a jump slash spin, followed by a quick spin. Here you can see that Ganondorf emits 2 hit particles, which means that Link hits Ganondorf twice in the same jump slash, which also means that you got this trick right. Immediately roll away up left. Link will keep rolling during the mini cutscene, so you should be safe from Ganondorf. For the third phase, you want to be positioned so that Ganondorf, Zelda, and Link form a triangle. This makes for a great angle for Zelda's arrow to reflect off of the shield. With proper positioning, this formation also keeps Ganondorf calm most of the time, and also gives Zelda enough time to shoot her arrow, because she varies a lot with how quickly she shoots in this phase. Don't be too close to Ganondorf, or else he'll go crazy at you. But don't go too far either, because then he might jump over to you and mess up Link's angle for the arrow reflection. We absolutely don't want Zelda's arrow to kill Link. That's arguably more embarrassing than getting killed by Ganondorf. If things look correct, it's faster to let go of target while still holding the shield up. This skips the mini cutscene that happens when target is being held. Then quickly head over to Ganondorf and make sure your sword is still out. It's easy to not notice if you put the sword away while trying to talk to Zelda. Also, do not hold the shield up during the parry window, like mentioned earlier. And boom, that's the Ganondorf fight 101. Now here's a recap of what a nice fight looks like.